was with lots of enthusiasm, which we have as well. Welcome to another Football Friday on Thursday. I love that. I'm Mark Ovenden.
And I'm Zach Borg, and we have a super busy night of quarterfinal games in South Dakota.
We sure do, and we have highlights from a dozen games for you. We start out at Howard Wood Field, where the top-seeded Roosevelt Rough Riders hosted Aberdeen in 11 AAA action. First play of the game. You think this is an omen? This is a 92-yard pitch and catch and run. Brady Dannenbring to Mike Paulson. It's 8-0 with the 2-point conversion in favor of the Riders. Next Rider possession, Jaden Bourne takes the pitch around right end. He scoots in for a 17-yard touchdown. It's now 16-0 in favor of Rosie. Aberdeen got their run game going. Dylan Stabner breaks a few tackles, and he is off to the races. 43 yards for the touchdown. Aberdeen down 16-7 after one. Mitch Cran smiling about that, but not happy with this. That is a tackle in the end zone. That's a safety by Ethan Winter. That would lead to Bourne's second touchdown. He barrels in, and Roosevelt goes on to win this one 55-14.
OGorman is the number 2 seed. Knights unbeaten before last Thursday's loss at Brandon Valley. Tonight they get Lincoln in the 11 AAA quarterfinals. Opening drive, speaking of omens, Zach Norton to Canyon Bauer. He zips 38 yards, 7-0. Next possession, rinse, lather, repeat. Norton to Bauer, 49 yards just on the other side of the field this time, and it's 13-0. Next series, Mr. Norton decides to spread the wealth a little bit, going to someone else. Bo Blount for the touchdown. It's 20-0 after one. Norton was having himself a day. In the second quarter, goes to Blount again. Almost hits me, but makes it 27-0. And then a few minutes later, there's actually still 8:23 left in the half. Norton going deep to Andrew Pujado.
Are you kidding me?
5 touchdown passes in about 16 minutes of the first half. Speaking of wow, 76-14.
That's a yikes.
Yeah, that too.
The Lynx looked really good in that 40-15 win over the team that just scored 76 points tonight. Opening drive, Jesse Steffel finds some room, takes it in for the score. Lynx go on top right away. Next drive, Thomas Skolton having a great year, hitting Cole Seljason over the middle. He is just shy of the end zone, so give it to Steffel. He'll bounce outside, and the route is on against Rapid City Central.
Much improved Central team.
Yeah, they are. They almost beat Roosevelt.
Beat Roosevelt.
One more time, or they beat them by a point out west. One more time again. End of the quarter, Steffel again.
Nice step.
Finding pay turf, not pay dirt, pay turf. 47-8, Brandon Valley wins it easily.
Another team playing much better at the right time is Washington. The Warriors hosting Watertown tonight. Tupac Capea 85 yards away from becoming the all-time 11-man rushing leader. Opening drive for Watertown, bad start. Brandon Flory picked off by Robert Dougherty. Warriors take over, and it's Capea into the end zone for a 9-yard touchdown. It's 7-0. On the next possession, we would get some history for Capea. Strike up the band, because he's going to set the new record in style. Check it out, zigzagging 52 yards. At this point, he has 5,334 yards, but he didn't get the touchdown. Knocked down just short. 2 plays later, it's Jaden Johansson to Gabe Person. 14-0 after one. And the second quarter, Johansson keeps the route rolling for those rowdy fans. He'll do it himself, keep on the option, playing it to the end zone as Washington pulls away to get the big win by a final of 49-14. They will get Roosevelt in the semis next week.
And the Riders win 55-14. They've been kind of an odd team down the stretch. We don't know which one's going to show up tonight. The really good ones showed up. And again, OGorman and Brandon Valley, a rematch of that game last week.
This time at the MAC.
The Lynx won that one, 40-15. All right, in Class 11 AA, it was a battle of the Tigers as Huron paid a visit to Harrisburg.
So the Tigers are going to win?
Tigers won. Tigers lost. Cole Tigan of the Tigers, of the home team Tigers, with a pick keeping Huron out of the end zone. But Huron still led 7-0 at halftime. And here's your big play of the game. Jet McGurr. McGurr goes 71 yards. He's holding that finger up because he knows they're going to win, and they do. Let's go to the 11 AA scores, 20-7, so it's going to be Huron against Yankton. Yankton beat Sturgis on Sawatsky's 35-yard field goal at the end of the game.
Wow.
That's something.
It was
the first time they played
35 the first game, yeah.
I think it was 42-35 like at halftime. Brookings also beat Mitchell 17-7, and Pierre is the top team in 11AA. They will host Brookings in the semifinals next Friday.
Speaking of top teams, Dakota Valley had been ranked number 1 all season 11A before last Thursday's loss to T-Area. Tonight, the Panthers hosting the Cavaliers of St. Thomas More. First possession, we saw a lot of first possession scores. Sam Chesterman, over 800 yards rushing this season. He goes outside and gone, 34 yards, 6-0 Panthers. Then after a field goal from the Cavs, it's the quarterback, Nate Rice. He's going to the end zone, 79 yards untouched, 12-3. They have a lot of different guys who can run the football. After a touchdown from St. Thomas More, Zion Robinson fields the kickoff, makes the cut, and he makes the house call from 95 yards.
Yikes.
Dakota Valley pulls away to get the victory, 46-30.
Oh, they had a lot of really big plays in that
Yeah.
one. All right, the Titans of T-Area are the top seed in 11A after beating Dakota Valley last week. They hosted Hot Springs tonight, and number 58, Wyatt Powers, is a beast. He gets the sack right there. He makes life really difficult for opposing quarterbacks. On offense, Hunter West with a keeper goes 25 yards and sets up Carter Slickhouse. Carter's had some pretty cool plays for me this year when I've shot him. He's spun and thrown touchdown passes. But this time he just runs it in.
That's just kind of boring.
They pitched a shutout tonight, 33-0. T-Area wins it. West Central they're playing their best at the right time. They'll play at T Friday night. And how about this one? Del Rapids goes to Madison and wins it. They were down 13-0.
And they lost last week 21-0.
They rallied and win it 14-13, and there's your Dakota Valley score again.
No doubt about who the top seed would be in 11B. The Seahawks of Canton rolled in the postseason with a perfect record. Tonight they hosted Roncalli. It was all Canton this one. Roncalli's Brady Morgan drops back and throws, but it's picked off by Caden Verley, who had 5 touchdowns in this game to become the all-time scoring leader for Canton. And then on the next series, it's Shaden Scheidt getting in the end zone. All Canton, they take it 40-7.
5 touchdowns for Verley. Yikes. Now the defending champs from Sioux Falls Christian hosted the perennial powerhouse from Winter tonight. And this was a crazy first half. There was 1 possession by Sioux Falls Christian and 2 by Winter, and that was the only pass. It was a completion, setting up this Trevor Peters touchdown. So it's 6-0 Winter at halftime in a game that had 3 possessions, took 43 minutes.
And remember, 36-0 Sioux Falls Christian when they met in the season
Not
opener.
this time. But in the third quarter, Parker Nelson finally gets the Chargers in the end zone. The extra point, no good. We're tied up. I'm thinking it's going to go to overtime. I'm still there. I was thinking I'd leave at halftime, but I was there for most of the game. This is the big play. Zach Whitty with a fumble recovery, setting up this. Dawson Mulder, he's going to barrel into the end zone for the touchdown. And this is important. It's Mulder again on the 2-point conversion with 5 minutes to go. Put him up 14-6. Peters scored again with just over 2 minutes to go for Winter, but the 2-point conversion came up just short of the end zone. Your final 14-12 in favor of Sioux Falls Christian.
2 straight dramatic wins for them. Also plenty of winning tradition at BridgewaterEmeryEthan, where the Seahawks hosted Mobridge Pollock. And I welcome you to the Jamin Evans Show. He spins into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. It's 7-0 BridgewaterEmeryEthan. On their next possession, Jamin Arend kind of disappears for a minute and disappeared from Mobridge Pollock to make it 14-0. It turns out that Jamin Arend can do some work on defense as well.
Pick.
He gets the pick right here, going up, nice leap there, and returns it back deep inside Mobridge Pollock territory. Who else is going to finish this off? Take a guess.
Number 2.
Yeah, Mr. Jamin Arend. I think Jeff Van Loer has the right call on this. He has the right team this year, too. They win 47-6. They'll host MVP next week. We got to win at Lee Deadwood.
Big win, 46-0 for MVP. The Titans. Sioux Falls Christian wins that thriller at the end over Winter, 14-12 in a rematch of the opening game of the season. And Canton, the top seed in 11B, they've been playing great football all year. Verley with 5 more touchdowns tonight. They win 40-7. Sioux Falls Christian at Canton. That should be a great one. All right, the Blue Dragons of Garretson edged Hamlin in one of the best first-round games last Thursday in 9AA. Tonight they hosted the Bearcats of Webster. Watch this run from Cole Scatson. Where is he?
How does he keep his feet?
There he is, and he's going to take it all the way down to the goal line, pushes his way in for the score. Bearcats would fight back. Here's Kobe Reitz up the sideline for the big gainer right here. And then it's going to be Braden Holland who would go in from there to cap the drive with a touchdown. Webster is hanging tough.
Yeah, they showed up.
But they showed up all right. Blue Dragons, another big run, this time from Patrick Van Sype. He would also run it in later in the drive as Garretson goes on to win 44-29. Kimball Whitelake,
upset of the
to
night.
me, that's the shocker of the night. Not that they won, but the score.
Yeah.
I can't believe Arlington Lake Preston got shut out. And then Bonham, that's the score we expected, a 14-12. Both those teams could have won that game. At 78-28, Wolsey Wessington wins by 50 tonight over a really good, high-scoring team.
In 9A, this game had plenty of potential for fireworks as Alcester Hudson made the trip to Canton Freeman at Sparky Anderson Field. And I'll tell you what, one team had a lot of fireworks, and that would be Trey Ortman of Canton Freeman with a 70-yard completion to Tice Ortman. Can he get in the end zone?
I think so.
Not quite. He's knocked out at the 5-yard line. That's a bummer. And you know, it's going to be more of a bummer on the next play. It's Ortman to Tristan Pierce. You got to go back to Ortman. Let him get his touchdown anyways. It's 8-0. They'll take the points either way.
Might be some discussion at the dinner table.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Austin Thu in for a touchdown run to make it 14-0. And then Trey Ortman does indeed throw a touchdown pass to his bro, Tice Ortman. This makes it 22-0 as Canton Freeman rolls to a big victory over Alcester Hudson. Nice sleeping catch right there. Final in this one. 44-14. They will go to Timber Lake next week, who defeated New Underwood.
38-6 the final there. The other games, this was a shocker.
Yeah,
Howard's been scoring like 8
points.
bazillion points all year. They beat Warner 8-6. Yeah. And then Britton Heckler 58-6 in 9B. Faulkton over Burke. Sully Buttes having a great year, 52-0. Faulkton will play at Sully Buttes next week, not Burke. And then Colombe wins by 50 over Coleman Egan. And Wall knocks off Castlewood, so it's Wall at Colombe in the other semifinal. Again, that's a week from tomorrow. That's it for Football Friday. On Thursday, back with more sports right after this.